Just this. All right. So I've created the assignments for chapter 4. I've only opened up to case number 5 case because those are the videos that I've created. So I'm going to be working on creating the other videos and on the rest of the chapter. And as I'm creating them, I'll be opening up the assignment. I see there's one here that, that's a copy. I need to remove that one there. Now, one change that I made that is not on the book is, I believe, this one here. So let's start with this. All right, and so I may have to redo this one. Okay, let me adjust the screen so you guys can see that better. How can I do this? Maybe. I want to zoom out, I want to zoom in. That's not going to work. Maybe if I do theater mode. Okay. And then I can zoom in on the projector. I guess that'll kind of works. There we go. Okay. So this right here, we're creating the menu using JavaScript, a JavaScript variable. All right. So here I'm linking to the. This right here is linking to the variable in the JavaScript file. All right, so on here in this portion, this is our script.js file that we are already linking to, but that you'll need to create. And all it contains is the variable function, which we use to create the menu variable. Now, notice I'm using here what's called a backtick. That backtick is the key that's right above the tab. And the reason I'm using the backtick is so that I can split up my code into multiple lines and for it to still be interpreted as a single line. If I use a single quote or double quote and I try and do the same thing, then it's just not going to work. It's going to give you, it's not even going to give you an error. It's just not going to run it. Another way of doing this would be with the quotes, would be by adding a plus sign at the end of the line, and then that tells the browser to interpret the following line as part of the same line. It's much easier if you just use a backtick. All right, and again, that's the key that's right above the tab key on the keyboard. So our menu variable, all it contains is just some HTML code, right? So here we've got the unlisted, unordered list, and each line contains each of our links to a different page on our site. Now, the reason that we're doing this is so it makes it a lot more simple or easier to add links to our website, as well as makes it easier to include the menu on each of our pages. So all we have to do at that point is just make sure that we're linking to our script file, and we just do the document.write and literally just tell it process this variable, and the variable itself will take care of inserting all of that HTML code for us. Okay. So now we go over to our HTML page, we'll reload it, and we see our unordered list. Let me rewind a little. But as you can see right now, it's literally just a list of links. We want our list itself to not just be displayed as an unordered list, but to resemble more like a traditional top bar link menu bar. The way that we do that is by using CSS. Right. If you look at the assignment, I am already including the variable itself to put on the script.js, as well as just basic CSS code to help us facilitate how the menu is displayed. Right. However, we still are not linking to a CSS file, so we need to create the link to the CSS file. And as we learned in Web Design 1, we used the link tag and then the style sheet, and we end up using the link to the CSS file. In this case, I'm naming it main.css. Right, so I'm displaying it there. You can see that it already exists. So now let's go into it and look at the contents. So here we can see our CSS code. And as we can see, the first line removes default list styling on the UL. So list style none, no padding, no margin. And then we have make menu horizontal, right? So that rather than it displaying vertically, it's just going to put it right next to each other. Whenever it sees the LI tag. And then style links, ULLIA. So this part right here is applying to those three tags. Text decoration none, that removes the blue that is added to the text whenever you make it as turn it into a hyperlink. So it removes the blue coloring as well as the underline. Then it adds the padding. We change the color to hashtag 333. That's a hexadecimal value. And we are using the Arial font in the sans serif. Okay. After that, in every time that we see a UL and LI, it will add a separator using CSS. Right, so instead of us putting the vertical, the pipe symbol manually, it's going to insert it for us. And then we have, whenever we hover over the link itself, it's going to turn the text itself white and create a background color of a bluish color, adding a border radius of 4 pixels. The border radius will be the corners. So now that we've linked to it, this is how our menu is going to look. And as you can see, as we hover over each link, they change its color. That is the extent of this assignment here. They create script.js file and add JavaScript menu. So it's very simple. Once you've done that, save your settings, save your files, and upload it to the web server under your folder. Under your account, and I should update this to reflect the on the assignment itself. Make sure you have a folder specifically for this chapter 4 assignment, and you update your index file to point to it. The index file on your root folder to point to the index file on the chapter 4 assignment projects. Okay, chapter 4, page 111, the if-else. And this one also does not have any audio. Let me zoom in a bit more. Okay, there we go. You can see that better. Or not. Oh, I know what's going on. It's the projector. There we go. Now we can see that. So here we have a same terminal. This is assignment 04, the if-else. So again, here on this assignment, I'm already linking to the CSS. Right, at this point, I've already added the link to the CSS to each one of my files. So when I get to it, all I have to do is just update it and with the code from the assignment, and we're good to go. Here we can see we are already linking to the script.js, which has our links. And if you go look on the body, script document.write menu, and I should probably add a comment right above it saying that this will display our top bar menu. Right now, the H1 style, all this is displaying is our title to our page, which is up here, if and else statement. Right, and by modifying this, I modify the title on the tab title part, as well as the header that I added for my page. So if-else are conditional statements. You use it to compare the contents of variables, of settings, and have your code dynamically make a decision based on the user input or the variables themselves. So for example, if we're selling something on our e-commerce site and our inventory dwindles or gets a little bit too low, we would have an if statement that will compare our current stock level with what our minimum allowable amount is. And once it goes below that, we can have the if-else statement give us an alert telling us that our stock is too low. Right. Same thing with if our stock level is too high, we can basically have it do the same thing. Tell us, hey, you know what, your stock level is too high. Make sure you don't order anything or send some stuff back, what have you. So here we're creating our function, stock level, and notice I actually make a mistake here with the function command, the function. I misspelled it. Later on, once I realize it's not working, I go back and I fix it. So we create our stock level function, which, if you look at the button, once you click on the button, it's going to go into the script and run everything that's inside that function. That function includes a variable called stock of 100 and a variable called reorder of 10. And then we have our if-else statement. Right. So if stock is less than reorder, right? So meaning we're comparing our stock variable with reorder. If it's less than 10, it's going to alert us low. If the stock is less than 100, it's going to tell us we're good. Otherwise, it's going to tell us that our stock is too high. Now, as it currently is, our stock level, if we have a stock level of 100, 100 is not less than 100, so that should alert us that our stock is too high. Okay. So here I'm clicking the button. It's not working. I'm wondering, well, why isn't it working? And I realized, oh, hello, Sherlock. That's right. Function is misspelled. So let's go ahead and fix that. Oh, put the O in the wrong place. There we go. We save it, come back, we click the button, and as I mentioned, since 100 is not less than 100, our stock level is too high. So let's reduce, or let's increase our stock. Save it, click on it. It's still too high. So let's go back. Let's remove a couple zeros. We save it, go back, click. Oh, our stock level is too low because we only have one in stock and it's less than 10. All right. So same thing with this one. This is the assignment on page 111. Make sure you've got your header menu. You just write the functions, upload it to to the web server, and submit the link to it. Chapter 4, page 113, 05, case HTML. All right, so we start off the same way. Here I'm opening it up in Nano. Once again, I'm already linking to the CSS. At this point, I've already linked all my files to the CSS. I've already made sure that all of my files have the menu. And at this point, it's just modifying my template. So I'm using the H3 tag. This is the price checker. Now let's create our button. So on click, let's run the, what function? Nope, not the text align, that's CSS. So let's remove that, because this is JavaScript, not CSS. There we go. So the check price function. Now let's create our P tag where the price is going to be displayed when we click the button. Now we're writing our function. So we create the function using the properly spelled function this time, and let's call it check price. Now notice it has to be spelled exactly the same with proper caps. Now let's create our variable called sJacketColor, and let's make that equal to black. All right, so I'm creating a variable called results, and then notice that when I'm creating a function, I am automatically adding my opening brackets and my closing brackets. And also notice the indentation. That's while it'll still work if you don't space it properly, it makes it way more difficult to read. So make sure you indent your functions properly. When it comes to Python though, on Python highly depends on the spacing on the tabs. So here we've created our first case. I'm calling it black. So whenever sJacketColor is equal to black, it will display, or it will add the string price, $300, to the variable sJacketColor. When sJacketColor is brown, then we will add price is 200 to the results. And then we break. Now we need to use the break command to tell our function or our case switch that's where that part of the code ends, and to exit out of the case. If our case is green, then the results will be price is 100. If the result is anything, if sJacketColor is anything other than what we have described here, then we have our default case switch that will catch that instance. So if we put anything else, we put the number 300, if we put black, actually black is there, if we put white or yellow or pink, well, those are not any of the colors that we have provided. So the result will be no color selected. And here at the very bottom, we're entering document.getElementById, price, inner HTML. So any tag that has an ID of price, it will insert the S-Jacket color results in there. Now click on Click Me. Black jacket price is 300. Okay, that's good. So I need to go back and update the variable. I'm going to change it to brown, and it's not going to work. Do you notice? Do you know why? So click me, I'm clicking. Oh, brown jacket undefined. Now why would that happen? Could it perhaps be because I misspelled result? Let's go ahead and fix that. Oh, one S, not two S's. Yeah, I actually saved it before I added that space. So now, click me, and sure enough, brown jacket, price is 200. Now let's change it to green. We try it again. Green jacket price 100. Let's make it equal to something else, hello world in this case, and let's see what happens. Click me, hello world, jacket, no color selected. And that is pretty much the extent of this assignment.